Warning, younger viewers be advised. Soulcast contains coarse language. Check out our other videos if this proves inaccessible. If not, enjoy the cast. Alright, g'day everyone, welcome back to Soulcast, Season 2, Episode 5. We are joined, as always, with...
This is Monarch, or Maxwell, here.
Yo.
And g'day, it's Fucus, Alex, Moz, or Mozzie, back again.
Oh, and always, it's me, Desh, or Jade, and we're here to deliver a chonkers cast. I'll be elaborating a bit more on some edge case scenarios regarding the piracy stuff we talked about last week, as well as some of the viewer questions that got dropped into us regarding Steam as a platform. I think we'll be going over some Muros stuff too. There's lots that me and Max have been doing, and some upcoming stuff that we could kind of talk about, you know.
That
which I
is
think would be
right.
interesting. And then towards the end of the cast, I think, Max, you're gonna lead the discussion on a couple of things, aren't you?
Yeah, we'll see. I think I have a couple things up my sleeve.
Yeah, do you want to give a little, what are they? A little sneaky preview?
Alright, well, it might be something to do with the game, like the gaming industry as a whole, and how Unreal Engine 5.
Oh my god,
which
some
is,
mainstream
at this
stuff.
point, newly released, newly revealed.
Are you gonna
could toss some new interesting elements into the mix?
Yeah, what's up, Moz? What's up, Moz?
Oh, I was gonna say,
Moz.
Max, you can talk a little bit about the New Horizons. Yeah.
The new Horizons.
What's the New Horizons?
Oh, alright.
What's
Sounds
that?
pretty cool.
What's that?
Oh, yeah, I guess you'll have to wait and see.
Oh my god, I guess you'll all have to wait and see till the end of the cast. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Oh, thank you. Oh, cheeky little,
Oh boy,
plug. Well, I think we'll kick things off with a sort of thing that I've been thinking about recently. I've been wanting to listen to some music, right? Because when I drive a car, the car I drive does not have aux. It just has a CD player, right? So I have CDs and I buy CDs and stuff, even though they might be obsolete technology. I still purchase them if they're offered, and I like them in the car. I feel like it's nice. You collect the CDs and you whack in a CD. And it's like these are the car albums, right? And I'm sure Max kind of feels the same with his cassettes, right? These are the car.
I'm even more obsolete, right? I have to use old fucking like cassettes and stuff in my car because mine's ancient.
Oh, okay. So that's an even better point, right? So the thing that I'm bringing up is that there are some albums that I listen to on Spotify. I pay for Spotify, and I listen to the albums and stream them on Spotify that are not sold on CD. So I cannot listen to them while I'm in the car. And the question I want to bring up is if one were to burn these unobtainable songs that they're already paying for to stream, right, onto a CD so that they could listen to them on a car, how do you guys feel about that ethically? Because I know we were all pretty strongly opposed to piracy last week, especially when a similar argument was brought up, right? It was, well, we're not going to buy the games anyway, so why should you just pirate it? And we were all pretty against that, right? Mm-hmm. But in this case, do you guys still feel the same way?
Well, I mean,
where there is no alternative.
I mean, if you have the rights to listen to the music on a different form, through say Spotify, right? And you're supporting the artist through that means, I guess if you also listen to it as you're also supporting digitally or whatever, I guess if you then as you said, obtain it in a way that isn't obtainable commercially, right, but you can still listen to it in a different means. I don't see anything wrong with that, really, personally, and especially because you'll be doing CDs, I'll be doing cassettes or whatever, for our cars, right? It's basically the equivalent of listening to it on your phone or whatever. It's just through a different though they
form, don't get paid per play, right? They actually get zero income as opposed to half a quarter of a fraction of a cent.
It is a bit. I am a bit ambivalent with it all.
Yeah, Moz, what do you reckon? I've got go.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a tricky one to be easy one because you can understand coming from like it's the 21st century and like you said it's an obsolete technology, CDs and cassettes. So I would really base it off why the company or why the actual artists themselves have decided not to. Is it just because they like they believe that it's obsolete and they didn't want to put in
Well, yeah,
marketing
I think like cassette, right? Like, why would an artist produce cassettes, right? They're not gonna make any mony, right?
Yeah, unless they want to be like quirky and have it as like some
niche,
collector's
it's a
item.
very niche community which still uses that. So I can understand that, but the issue, I suppose, with that is they're not being paid for that. You will get that music somehow. So let's say that you did buy it by some means, or you got it off something. So I suppose there's that, but these like what are they called? Like Spotify and
streaming platforms.
Streaming platforms. They like you said, they base it off how many listens to it every time you listen to it and every click and whatnot goes onto it, and you're not really giving them any money at that point. You are still listening to their music, but
and then there's a counterpoint there where it's like similar to what we addressed some people brought up last week, is that when I'm in the car I can't listen to anything else, right? Like I couldn't listen to that music anyway, but then you can counter that with like, well, if you're listening to it free in the car, why would you pay to listen to it when you're on a streaming platform, right? Like if I listen to like an album that I've burned onto a CD in the car, I'm probably less likely to listen to it just like
and then pay like a subscription.
So although you'll already listen to like the fuck out of Cassie Headrest on like Spotify as well, right? So I guess it isn't really making like that much of a dent in like your
well, you see, if everybody did that, if everyone had that, it's like that small
and that's the thing where it gets more like extrapolated with more.
I mean, does Cassie Headrest make vinyls? Because that's a niche community, but I know that's also a growing.
It's a lot more common than CDs.
Yeah, that's way more common. It's I think because the record studio, what are they called? The publisher. So it's like the fucking audio equivalent of a publisher. What are they called?
Producer. What?
I don't know what they're fucking called. Like the record label. The label.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I was going on. They do produce vinyls and shit, and they produce CDs. They produce CDs as well. But if I want some of the old albums, like I can't get them.
So it's not a clear-cut answer, obviously.
No, and so like I think you're all very on the fence because we've been like addressing it in like this music sense, right? There's a thing that's otherwise unobtainable, and you wouldn't use it otherwise, right? You wouldn't have access to it otherwise, and we're sort of like, I guess it might be all right to. There's like it's a bit more gray area, right? But here's like a wrench to like throw into that, like Max, your profile picture is yours, and you do not have that up for sale. That doesn't mean that someone can just fucking joink it and use it, right? Just because like they won't be able to use it like otherwise.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You're going off when I text you because I thought that guy was Andrew. He was actually like some Ben rando.
Oh no, I'm not.
It just reminded me exactly of that.
But yeah, because it's like in that sense, it does seem silly. It seems ridiculous, right? But I guess just when you frame things in like different ways, it's just like it is a bit grey. And we got a comment on the last video from Jack saying that capitalism had clouded our discussion. And I mean, we did approach it from a capitalist perspective. That's because we live in a capitalist society, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, money is such a big influencer for what people do and what people decide to produce, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
I reckon viewing something in a more economic, I wouldn't say capitalist, in an economic perspective, is a viable one, in my opinion.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about sustaining artists and creators, because that's in our society. Exactly. That's how you do it, right? You have to get money.
Yeah, monetary gain is what sustains.
That's look, it might not be the perfect thing, right? But nothing is perfect.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
But that's just the battle that we have to fight. The game that we're stuck with. Maybe one day we'll be playing a different game, but at the moment, at the moment, that's the one that we're. That's the one that we're in.
We're playing Minecraft.
Yo.
Oh my god.
All right, so cool. Anything else anyone want to add to that discussion? Or
no, I don't think so.
I feel like it's the same sort of thing as before, but it's a lot more grey. There's a lot more of a grey area.
Yeah.
And because I want to discuss this because I can't decide if I want to do it ethically or not.
Yeah, the same with me.
I can't really decide.
Yeah, I haven't actually gone in and burnt anything onto cassette. Like I haven't gone in and got myself like a whole system to do that because I'm still up in the air of whether or not I want to even go with that.
Because I feel like I'm just gonna go down a slope because I'd be like, well, now that I've done like this album, I mean, I can buy this one, but I mean, I could also not spend $50. Yeah, and then it actually turns into like a criminal offense, and then it's just like,
Although sentimentally, I do enjoy having.
I do. Like I said before, I actually like having like these are the car albums, right? But then with albums that I can't get, it's just like, that's kind of shit.
But I also feel like a lot of there are adapters like a phone to CD adapter or a phone to cassette adapter. Because I know my dad has a very old like early 2000s Ute.
Yeah.
And it has a cassette player, right?
Yeah.
And he's got a phone to cassette adapter, right?
Yeah.
He puts in this little adapter, and then he can play any music he wants to through his phone through this adapter. So I feel like there's also not really a need necessarily to burn these things when you can get these adapters. I know that there's ones for cassettes, but I'm thinking there's one for cassette. I'm sure there's a CD kind of.
Oh version. Yeah, because look, here's the thing too. Like I don't pay for like mobile data or credit. So when I listen to music like outside without any Wi-Fi, it's downloaded anyway. So when that's happening, they're not getting money anyway. Like my plays aren't being counted.
Actually, that is true.
So it's like that. It's actually makes zero difference. It's like the thing.
that is right. Because usually if I'm going anywhere, I'll to like minimize mobile data use. I'll be on like airplane mode or whatever, and I mainly listen to tunes that are already downloaded onto my phone because I have premium.
Yeah,
right?
The only thing that could actually be an impact to the monetary gain of the artist is like I addressed before. Like maybe if I listen to the album in the car, I'm sick of it, and by the time I'm online somewhere, I don't want to listen to the album anymore, and that would impact the money. But
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. Cool. Well, moving on. We have had our first question in like a while, in like a long time.
long time. Yeah.
I'm gonna read it out. I'm gonna read it out for you guys. It's from Ryan on the. He dropped it on the Discord server. He's one of our epic patrons. All right, let me read it out. My boat on screen is probably just gonna be like floating away, but whatever. So Steam's number one issue that I'm seeing more as I get on the store has to do with their front page priority and how it really doesn't feel customized for the user in any way. Because things I really look forward to, like Loot and Daracon or demo events, get buried instantly or never at the top to begin with. And are instantly covered by open world celebrations that literally just send you straight to the featured top sellers section, which includes games that constantly show up on the top of most people's store pages regardless. That was a fucking humongous sentence, but I made it through. There's more. Isn't there any way that Steam can know that I've already seen and passed on a game 10,000 times so that they will stop putting it at the top when I have much more relevant tags and preferences? Rhetorical, obviously, but I just almost never care for the things that they plaster up on the top of the store page for more than 4 days at a time. I don't know how taxing it is on a database to make the store page different for everyone, but come on. Alright.
Right.
Initial thoughts.
I definitely understand it. I'm sick of seeing all the same shit. It's just point now that I don't really look at like the Steam featured page. Because
I never.
Most of the shit.
Never.
Yeah, I it's just like irrelevant to me, right? I won't look at it. But I guess instead, like, there's alternatives on Steam, right? What's that like newish? I forget what it's
Steam
called.
Labs.
It was. Yeah, that's it. Steam Labs. What's happening with that? I've never really checked it out very much. I think I used it like right when it came out, right when Steam was getting like its big makeover, like 2 years ago, whatever it was. I used it then, like a little bit. It was actually pretty cool. I found some good shit on it. You have your queues, right? Which you can do. You can follow certain pages. Like you can get all like those curators and stuff.
Yeah, we were having a discussion about curators in Discord the other day. Most of them are pretty shit.
Yeah, I mean, like I always see like the meme ones where it's like happy face or sad face, or it's kind of just irritating. But no, you can get you can get like curators if you really find like a good one. But good luck to you. I mean, I haven't really searched around, but like, you can get I mean, if I was thinking, you can do like the Steam groups or like forums if there's ones that do like indie game posting, whatever. You can follow publishers. I know, so you can see when they like upload shit or whatever, or like news and stuff.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I mean,
yeah. I mean, because look, here's the thing. Like I've advocated like previously. I think in the last episode, about how hard it is to find smaller creators on YouTube, and I actually think that's a much an issue that needs to be addressed much sooner than finding games like by YouTube doing that. I think it's much more of a pressing issue than Steam making their platform easier to find indie games, because I think it's easier to find indie games on a platform that isn't Steam than it is to find indie like YouTube videos on a platform that isn't YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Because like even YouTube, you can just watch. There are these like YouTubes that just do like, you know, top 10 indie games of August or whatever, and they just go through all these like random fucking indie games, and lots of them look cool. And like if you're looking for like new indie games, I think sources like those are fairly adequate.
Yeah, or even steer away from Steam as well. Check out Itch if you really want to find some like good as like indie games in like, you know, a large abundance too.
Yeah.
Because like Steam, it is like a larger audience, like target audience, and like larger demographic as a whole. For that, I mean that like demands like the like a different type of game altogether, right? Like the AAA or like larger developed ones.
Yeah. What do you guys think is holding Itch back from like being more prominent?
I think maybe just the audience. Like I don't know as many people who really thrive on the indie game market as much as like the AAA or like developed titles.
Yeah.
I think it's like mainly just like us or like or like, you know, game dev communities and stuff online that really go for like indie games.
Yeah.
But because like out of my mates, you know, I don't know like a lot of people that will go for, they'll like actively like hunt out smaller games and give them a go and stuff.
Yeah.
Unless they've already heard like critical acclaim from them elsewhere, because I know that you know, like we have mates and stuff that like they won't like turn down indie games, but they won't hunt them down like exclusively, or just for like the sake of trying something new or something. So yeah, it's
for me personally with Itch, it's just I feel like it's much more likely that I download something sus, like that might be like a virus or something, right? Like when I get something off Steam, I'm just like, you know what, there's probably like no chance that it's there's like a high degree of safety there. But yeah, with Itch, it's just like I'm just downloading some fucking zip file, and I'm just like running it over that. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it does feel kind of dodgy.
Yeah, so that's the thing from a consumer perspective, and then from a developer perspective, it's so easy to pirate shit on fucan Itch. You literally just get like a folder with the game in it. I could literally just like send it to someone on Discord. Drive. Yeah, you can literally Discord message the game to someone, which you can't really do with a fucking.
Yeah, it is kind of shit. But then also maybe a way to combine both those things is how Steam have their like key validation system, and all like the games are checked over and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that might help with the Itches thing, but also you'll need like an actual proper team to be testing all these things out more, because of, you know, Itch has like a huge scale just for like small solo dev or like little mini projects and stuff on there. And yeah, I guess that'll be harder to check over.
Yeah.
With like, it's, you know, like as you said, sus intent and whatnot.
Most of you need to drop into this conversation as someone who doesn't really play a great deal of games in general, let alone indie games. Yeah.
Well, so are we assuming that the major reason is that because there's no indie games on the front view? Is that what?
It's the main thing. Yeah, you just get the same AAA games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose, yeah, the target demographic probably only go on to that. Like, if I play a game on Steam, I don't. Yeah, like you guys said, I don't even look at that. In fact, I barely even open up Steam. It's just like I'll just get the game up. This Steam pops up, whoop-de-doo, but I don't even look at it. Right? Just go. I just have an icon on my homepage. I just go onto it and play again. But I think the amount of people that actually use it might be very small, because I also heard that Max said that he doesn't look at it too much. And
What, the homepage?
Yeah.
If I
Max
want to
doesn't
search for
know.
new games, right, I will either look somewhere elsewhere off of Steam. I won't even use like the Steam catalog or whatever. I'll look online, on like a spotlight or something.
Yeah,
that's looking at like a.
But I think that's
like
what the question
whatever's...
is. I think that's what the question is. That should it be Steam's responsibility to do a better job at promoting the games on the platform?
Yeah, that's true. And then I was gonna say also, I look at my queues as well. Queues are really, really good if you want.
I think they want to get money, right? And I suppose this is going back to that capitalist, because now everyone's like, oh,
yeah, just the economics.
It's an economic perspective on it, and those games are there obviously because they earn Steam the most money, and if it doesn't seem to if it might not seem like it's relevant in any way, but I'm sure that there's a lot of people who will just go onto Steam, buy those specific games in which are at the top, so they can play with their friends and whatnot. And because they're seen everywhere, right? It's probably just the most common ones that people
and I think it's easier for the AAA publishers to invest and decide to put their games on sale, right? They know that every single person who goes on Steam is going to see whatever advertisement that they're putting up, right? Rather than like, okay, it's some fucking weird ass algorithm's going to decide whether or not our ad gets seen, basically. So I mean, it's totally understandable from from economic standpoint, right? But then ethically, should Steam be responsible for promoting stuff for a more curated I guess audience? I mean,
I don't know.
I think it would be nice, but I don't think it will ever happen. I see no reason
I think
why
it's
they
the
ever
platform
will.
for it.
And
it's not a platform for supporting up and coming. It's a platform for releasing and selling top games, in which games that
making
have money and will be need a platform to be easily bought off, regulated, right? Because that's the whole thing, like itch is not regulated at all.
No.
Right? And you can't have a game on Steam and on itch, I kind of feel, because like you buy it on itch, it can get pirated so easily. It's probably as soon as you buy a game on itch, it's pirated essentially.
Yeah. It's like I think that the big thing that separates the YouTube sort of debate around this versus the Steam's responsibility versus YouTube's responsibility regarding like small creators and stuff is what I brought up before. When you're looking for games, right, you don't have to use Steam, right? There are plenty of good alternatives. YouTube being one of them, ironically. But with finding smaller YouTubers, there's no way you can do it. You just can't do it. There's like legitimately no way. So I think that's where it differs, and that's where my stance is, right? I don't think it is a humongous issue. I think Steam is just fine as just the place where you go and buy the games and launch the games, right?
And so then Valve can get a cut of whatever other games that are on the market.
Cool. Anything else you guys wanted to add to that?
Sounds good. No, sounds good.
I don't think so.
Cool. Well, I think we'll get talking about some more SoulCube related stuff regarding Muros development and stuff that's been happening. So, by the time this goes out, the first ever Muros Create and Clash will have occurred. Oh my goodness gracious! If you don't know what this is, it's like a little. It's like the pilot take of a little. It's suppose, a little tournament, I guess, a little competition.
Oh, yeah, big esports. Yeah.
That me and
get ready for it.
Yeah, so we'll be streaming it. Me and Mon will be sort of hosting it as like commentators, and we'll be interviewing the participants and stuff. It should be good fun. But we've got about 6 people registered at the moment. And what you gotta do is you got half an hour to fucking whip up a level, right? And then all the levels that every contender makes gets whipped into one big stage. And then you got half an hour to get the best time possible on that stage. Mm-hmm. And the winner scores themselves a key to Muros when it launches, and for the early access, like they'll have access to the full version. Because you plebs only get the tournament version.
That is right.
Yeah. So that's the premise. Me and Maxwell are hosting, and Moz is taking part.
Oh
Moz is one of the contestants. So if you're a betting man, bet some. Can we use like channel points to like bet on stuff? How does that work?
Wait,
I wonder if we can use. You know how we have like the coins.
Yeah, the Streamlab coins. Can we use like them?
The Stream Avatars coins, I think it is.
Yeah. Oh, I hope so. I don't know. Well, if you're not participating, this will go out afterwards anyway. But you would have missed an absolute slapper if you're listening to this and haven't never done it. But I think it should be fun. Moz, as someone participating in the event, I would like to hear your thoughts as to how you predict the event is going to go, good or bad.
Well, you see, I don't. Am I allowed to know who the contestants are?
Oh yeah, I can read them out. So, our contestants are you, Jack Robbers, moderator.
Yeah.
Then we got Wyan, whose question that we just did. Then we have Aquo, Pico, and Spacegrass.
Oh, all right.
What a lineup!
That's your competition.
Interesting turnout.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a lineup!
So, I think. Well, So for those that didn't know, we had to make sure it worked.
Yeah,
right?
we had to like do a little play test.
No unfair thing, but I don't think I'll go very well.
You don't have high hopes.
I mean, it took 6 minutes to try and do that little thing that you set up, and so I'm not a Muros aficionado, right? So I don't know, but I'm banking on everyone else.
Because I don't think anyone has actually really had experience with Muros. I know, like, Ryan rivaled my skill in the original Muros, like before it died on the SSD. But I don't think he's really touched Muros that much. So I think you're all on a similar sort of
gonna have to get warmed up before it all begins.
Yeah. So
I reckon Ryan's gonna make some stinking levels. For this one, I can just kind of see it. I remember having flashbacks to like you just dying in whenever we used to do the the streams. I think it was like Van and Ryan. I think from like memory, the way we just make like the smelliest like levels for you, and like you'd lose your mind and go into a deep state of insanity.
Yeah. See, the thing that I'm hoping like stops it from just being like everyone gets like fucking shut down by like an OP level. Is that because the person creating the level has to also speedrun that level every single time they do a speedrun, right? So you don't want to create something that's so fucking ridiculously hard that it takes you like fucking 20 minutes just to beat it one time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm unsure. I guess we'll have to see how it plays out tomorrow.
I mean, this is our first one, so
because I don't know if somebody might just make 2 very easy levels. How many levels do you make?
You make one. You make one.
Okay. Oh, well then, if you're making one. You could make it a very I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how it pans out.
And how long do we have to do the speedrun again?
Half an hour.
Oh my, that might. Oh jeez, if we have 30 minutes, if there are 6 people, right? 6 people will have 30 minutes to make a level.
Yeah, and you got 6 levels.
And we have to do that in under 30 minutes, like a speedrun. Like we have to get the best.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be. I don't even know if I might not even make all of them in 30 minutes.
You don't reckon? Well, see, here's the thing. I think people are not going to make like Goliath levels because they're going to want to be able to have to speedrun them too.
Yeah, but look at you and your level that you made.
That's true. That's true.
Like that was a Goliath of if you didn't show that little quick note thing that you made of it, I would have been stuck there for bloody 30 minutes more.
Yeah.
Probably about 30 minutes. So I'm banking on that not happening.
Yeah, you hope that doesn't happen.
Because otherwise, it's not going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to win. Very fun time for me.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see.
Probably whoever made that level will have a really fun time. Yeah. So it should be good.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited though. I think it should be cool.
Yeah, I'm keen.
I've been setting up like the Streamlabs thing for like we have like the interview booth and the caster's desk.
Yeah, I'll be doing face cam as well. I'll have my sheet behind me, which I'll string up for my green screen.
Or chroma key, Maxi.
Yeah, chroma key me in there. All right.
Chuck on a tie, business tie.
Oh yeah, no, we'll have to be like real like sports commentators. Yeah. I can't tell if I want to embrace like the sarcastic fucking like over Australian sports bet type shit, or like the sarcastic over gamer like esports commentator type shit. You know, I'm kind of like strung between the two archetypes.
Well, I'm getting background cricket. Just pick sounds, you know, like when the cricket's on.
Oh, brilliant! Like the whistles and like you have like that ambience. And
have that on.
Yeah, I used to watch my fair share of esports back in the day, so I might be able to get like that kind of hypey, like real put on a bad American accent type thing.
We can have like,
but then also just like ping back to some weird sports bet type persona. I think that'll be interesting.
I think it should be fun.
I'm looking forward to this.
At the end of the stream, we have a little bit of a little sneaky little preview.
We do.
Too.
We do.
Have you shown Moz?
I think I sent something on Snapchat today, actually. I don't know if you saw Moz.
Oh, wait. Preview.
Yes, so Max, do you want to talk about what you've been up to?
Alrighty, so I mean, okay, I don't want to give too much away. I'll just do it very. Well,
this is going to come out after the thing anyway. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So. We have been kind of vamping up Muros in light of the submission date for the STEM Games Comp coming closer. Because you know, as you know, we do want to go to PAX if it's available. And we're waiting for our assessment timetables to come out. This is like when the tickets just came out, and they sold out in like less than a month or something. And so we couldn't go to like we couldn't get the 3-day pass. And so we remembered that the only way to get a PAX ticket is to win the STEM Games Comp after deciding that we weren't really going to do it. So then we kind of double backed and went, all right, I guess we're going to do the STEM Games Comp then. And so we're now kind of transforming Muros into more of a polished, like consumer grade game for this competition. So that should be out in like a month, I think. The deadline's
deadline's in like 2 months, so like you'll have
so it's good. But so I've been working up some art for it, right? So we're gonna finally graduate from blocks and shit in Muros and get some pixel art and some animations. And so I spent like loosely the last maybe 24 hours on my computer, like when I have time and shit, just slapping together like mock-ups. And I think I have an aesthetic and general color palettes and animations and like an overall premise and some lore, even some soft world building for Muros. And so yeah,
I think it looks pretty fucking rad.
I just found a pink sheep.
Moz, have you had a look at it?
I have looked at it. So I like the pixel density that we got so far.
Yeah.
I reckon good pixel density. Okay. And I reckon currently, from the small amount that I've seen, it looks like it's a pretty cool style.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see what it becomes.
Yeah, I'm really venturing into like unknown territory. I've been trying so many different new things with this, because I just got off doing my like software solo project game, right? and that was all like three color dithered stuff like the entire game. So I've been like definitely warmed up for some like challenge with like low colors, and then we get into this and it's like, okay, I have no constrictions with like colors or anything now. This is fantastic. I can just pick whatever color I want, and I'm going mental. Like I have like a lot of different things. I've tried doing things like fucking like hue shading now, so I'm trying to steer away from like doing value and like saturation. I'm just going straight into like, you know, spinning the color wheel around a lot. As well as doing some more dithering patterns and different things to get a lot of detail into like a smaller resolution for the character and stuff.
Yeah, I actually think it's quite effective. Like, it's only 10 pixels with the character, and it's still a full character with like a whole backpack and like a fucking like funky hairdo and everything, which I think is actually
I'm happy with it. Actually, I finished it and I'm like, damn.
My two concerns going into it were having a character that doesn't look shit and you could like realistically make skins for. At such a resolution, and I think you've like nailed that. And then the other thing was having the art not impede on like the gameplay with like the clear geometric structure of the hitboxes and stuff. And that's comes across fine too. Like, it's very clear where the
I've done like a lot of thinking and planning and shit into this. I reckon this would make a pretty good devlog to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm like talking about this now. I reckon you could easily do
I can make it like a
chat,
you know, do some good philosophy on it as well. You know, I think this is where all my my 1,052 hours of Ace Bright are starting to come into now.
Yeah,
because I've spent my fair share of days on this app now.
Yeah. And for me, like prepping it up, all I've really been doing recently is just tidying up exploits and bugs and stuff. I always keep thinking of new like little things to add, but I know I gotta have to polish it all up first and then add them. Like the other day, I know I told you Max is like an orb, right? But like it temporarily gives you like the bouncy texture.
Yeah.
I reckon that would be kind of sick. But like
that would be good.
Those things are cool that we can just like give out like post launch anyway. It's just like here's like an update, here's a couple of new stages with the new thing that you can make levels with.
Yeah, oh sorry,
you go.
I was gonna say, and with all these like funky effects and, you know, all like the strange gameplay stuff, we've actually created like loose context for these things that fit with the art, with the character and stuff. So there's like I think I mentioned it before briefly, the soft world building, and so there's like an actual like whole thing wrapped together now.
Yeah, and I think that's it's good. So that when it's because like I know a lot of people have brought up, right? Why is the orange block the one that makes you bounce, right?
Yeah,
you fucking knows, right? But when you're playing, why does the gelatinous mushroom looking block make you bounce? Well, it's because that's what mushrooms like do, right? It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Especially when things get complicated in levels, having them just as raw colors is fucking confusing even for me. It's just like, fuck me, I have no idea what like any of this shit does. It's hard to keep track of. So I think it'll be good. I think it will be good.
Oh yeah, I reckon, and I think that we've done a pretty good job at it as well, considering how like wild all this stuff is.
Yeah,
I think yeah.
No, I think you've stumbled across something that will be pretty easy just to add new shit. New shit too. I think it'll work.
Sweet.
I think it'll work.
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to getting into this project more.
Yeah, awesome beans. Well, I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to say regarding that. Oh, I suppose we should bring up the name. I know a little bit before recording, I ran it by you, Maxwell. Moz hates Muros, the name. He's not a fan.
I don't hate it. I prefer Muros. I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, I prefer it as well.
Yeah, so do I.
I think we only called it Muros because it was like the new build of Muros after
we had
the
to
SSD
like differentiate it in like that period of
and
time.
It was and because the origin of the word Muros is the Latin translation of wall, and oh my gosh, big bombshell, but Muros is the plural of the Latin translation
Many
of wall.
walls.
So it is Latin walls. And that's why we ended up changing the one character inside of it to make it different. But now that we've kind of overtaken the previous build, I think this one will become the definitive version.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's just easier to fucking say. It's like the big thing.
Muros.
Maybe it's just because we're Aussie. Like, Muros.
Yeah, it's just
Muros, mate.
They're not Muros. It's like
Muros.
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 Muros, man.
Yeah, that's the kind of gist. Cool. Well, that's all been plodding along very nicely. I think I want to bring this up. I was like in the shower this morning. I was thinking about like the competition and stuff. For some reason, what came into my head, with like all this like Muros stuff is like all I can like think of is like fucking, Ultimate Chicken Horse.
Yes,
that's all I can like think of. Like imagine Ultimate Chicken Horse.
I was thinking the exact same thing as well. Yeah. Actually, that would be like an interesting game mode.
I feel like you could genuinely like a
party
game
mode.
Party game mode. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could just be like all together, or just like all like stream like the same map, and then just have like different sized bits of different.
Yeah, just gives you a randomly sized random one
that you just chuck somewhere, and that'd be good fun. Actually,
I actually reckon it would. What do you reckon, Moz?
Pardon? Sorry.
Oh, you weren't listening.
I wasn't. You're right.
You're not listening.
I apologize.
Ultimate Chicken Horse. See, I can explain it for the viewers who don't know what Ultimate Chicken Horse is. So what it's like, it's like a 4-player couch co-op party game, right? And it's like a platformer, like a normal platformer. And you have to get to, like, to the end. It's like a simple course, but then every time you all get to the end, someone gets to like put a new thing on the map. And then you keep repeating that until the map gets progressively like crazier and crazier.
Yeah, until it gets like impossible to finish. So everyone can put something down on the map.
Yeah.
And then like once you finish, like once one person finishes the map like a certain amount of times, then they win or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just gets mental once you start getting everyone placing. Like, someone wants to just, like, cock it up for everyone else and they put, like, some horrible thing down and then someone else can, like, destroy that thing with, like, a bomb and then they just go, screw you, black hole, and then it just ruins the game and then everyone hates that person and then, there's friendships broken that night.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how, like, an average game of this goes.
So then, we were thinking, you translate to Muros, like, you reckon it would work, Moz?
Ooh. I mean, I think it would be interesting.
Yeah.
Will it work? That's a stretch.
A stretch, you say?
Stretch. I mean,
okay. What do you think? What do you think the fundamental differences would be that would hold it back?
Because that's what I'm thinking of. And I don't see realistically. There's not really a difference between them in essence of what you're trying to do. So.
I'd say that like with Chicken Horse, right? Like a lot of the things, it isn't just like you have a set of tiles that do different things. You have like certain obstacles that behave in certain ways, like actively, like they're not just like a static thing that has like a certain effect, right? You get like the weird like conveyor belt things. You have like the paper plane flying things, right? And you can really creatively like mix those up. But then I guess with Muros, right, you have all like the static tiles that have different, like the wildly different effects and stuff. And I think that is one thing that sets it apart, which is good.
Yeah, it would be a different experience, a similar one, but a different experience. It's still worth like exploring, like after the original release or the initial.
And it'd be fun to have like different game modes too.
Yeah, I know, because what Muros really is sort of like a framework, right? It's just a control set with blocks, right? They do different things, and you can really do anything. All Muros is basically someone saying, "Here's a platformer, but you cannot touch the ground, and you can grab onto walls." That's what Muros is, right? And then everything else on top of that is just different ways to play, right?
Yeah.
So there's lots you can do with that. When you start off with such a simple yet unique concept, it opens up lots of possibilities for what you can do. It's like like a Magic the Gathering, right? Some people depict it as it's not a game. It's a rule set. Because there are so many different games you can play with Magic the Gathering. Like there's like fucking like 10 different formats, like over 10 different formats that you play that are function vastly differently. So like the same sort of thing.
Yes, I suppose.
While still remaining the core, like it's still feels like magic, right? Same thing. It still feels like Muros, but just different ways to play.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I reckon. No, yeah, probably wouldn't be too bad actually.
He's come around.
Yeah.
He's come around.
No, I suppose because it has like the same essence. I suppose. Yeah, it wouldn't be that.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have. There's no definitive reason why I could think necessarily it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, now that I actually think about it, because before I was just, Anyway, yeah, I reckon you can do it.
Go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, I think that is it now. Actually, everything we wanted to talk about. Muros
I think so. I mean, I would have maybe harped on like a little bit about the new technology with Unreal Engine 5, but that can save it for next episode.
Oh, I was saying for Muros. I'm saying you can. I was about to give you the segue into Battlefield. And...
I just saw like the time and I thought that would be like.
How long have we been going for?
No, because we had to restart before. We started early. Yeah. So no, I just realized. Yeah,
what's the time at? What's the time at? No, what's the time at?
For me, it's at 52.
Yeah, we can. And we fucked around for like 10 minutes, so we can do one more topic.
That works. All right.
You can take the reins.
All right. So recently, right? Epic has put out their like reveal, or like alpha builds or whatever it is for the new Unreal Engine, which has been long awaited. I think it's been kind of like features have been like rumored and like in the works for a couple of years now. And they finally released. I think they released a video for it like last year, but it was like very cinematic, and I didn't really take it too seriously, to be honest, because I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely real. This will definitely work. But now they've gone into it more with like more depth, and they've like elaborated on like the focuses and the features a lot more now. So this is becoming closer to the realm of like reality, I guess, than just kind of like some weird fiction or whatever. And it looks pretty good because they can actually describe their technologies now, and I guess people know why it works, so they can understand that this is possible, and this will probably change the face for AAA gaming. I don't say indie as much because usually indie games, they aren't as intensive, like resource wise.
There's no reason for an indie game to try to compete in that scene, right?
Exactly, yeah, because you'll just be left in the dust with the absolute sheer like scale and scope of these professional, like, absolute like monstrous teams in comparison to like an indie team, even if you get a team of developers for that. They have like a few really, really good features for it's mainly like art directed, I believe. Like in the demonstration that they put out a couple weeks ago, a lot of it was boasting features that will support artists in creating worlds for like AAA, like really like immersive, realistic worlds for those AAA titles, and really bringing those like IPs to life. One of which I find quite interesting is their nanite technology, which basically on the surface level, what most people have seen it for is it's a system where you can have like literal billions of polygons and triangles, which I'll revisit to that. In a scene simultaneously, as compared to thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even a couple million, if it's efficient enough and if they have like a good enough rig. But yeah, no, this can easily like do like hundreds of millions simultaneously, like at once. So you can get extreme detail, which mimics things like sculpted assets from like ZBrush and shit, ones that will be used in like film. And because usually you get like I'll try not to ramble too much, but usually when you have like high-res assets, they are downscaled and assisted with like different texturing and stuff. So usually they're made really high-res, and then they're brought down to a polygon count which can be digested and handled by the engine well. Now what you can do is you can drag and drop your big fuck-off asset that you just sculpted out, which is, like a couple 100,000 triangles for like some small object. And now it can run well in the engine not because it has some magical ability to handle all these triangles, but it can actually do the downsampling and the LED handling for you at like at runtime, which is the reason why people say that they can handle billions of triangles at once. But in actual fact, it is simulated triangles at once. So I guess rather than like, pretty much. I think that's from what I've seen. So I guess it's just kind of like blurring the lines between like a sculpting artist and like putting them into like implementing them into the actual engine themselves. So it is changing like the workflow a lot. And I guess it makes it more accessible to get these features in there. There's less time and like resources wasted on transforming things out with like LEDs and like, you know, having to do like a different process. And, you know, which is actually really, really fantastic. That was the kind of like the main, like the main primary thing that UE5 was boasting. Apart from like, you know, some new systems to like animating. I think they were talking about having like some really good like adaptable IK controllers, so you can have like the bones react to like the meshes and stuff around them really well. It's really quite polished, I think. And some really cool things like should I forget? Oh yeah, the like lighting system now. But as for like coding stuff and like for programmer features, I haven't seen too much of it yet.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't know if it's that strong if they came out with all like their art things and then they didn't really back it up with many programming features. I think there were a couple there in the reveal, but they weren't focused and highlighted on too much.
I mean the biggest thing that makes Unreal, you choose Unreal, you choose it for the graphics, right? That's why you choose it. So it makes sense why they focus on.
And I mean, like I guess it is all like focused on like the blueprint system and how it's all, you know, like node based programming. So I guess it's never really been like a programmer intensive like scope or like area. It's I guess mainly artists.
Really its strength.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, one thing that's also really, really cool has to do with its whole node-based editing thing is that now they have an in-house node-based sound effect creator.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can actually, so you don't have to use like a DAW or anything to make like any like funky like sound effects and like mixing and stuff. You can all do it in the engine with like really nodes and shit. So it's like making a shader kind of, but you have all like the things where you can like generate sound waves and then put all like the different shit onto it and like phases and stuff and like effects and all that, which is actually pretty neat. I do like that. And I think I like the trend that I can see here is they're eliminating a lot of the need for like access and like third party tools and stuff. So it's all done like in-house now. Like, you know, they don't have to redo all like the LEDs and like, you know, recreate all like the meshes and stuff. They can just put it straight into the engine. They don't have to fuck around with audio much. They can put it straight into the engine. So I guess looking down the line, I wonder what else they'll have in like just in engine. Maybe one day all like the modeling and shit will be in engine, or the like rigging and the shit will be in engine. You know, Unreal Engine will be the only thing that you'll need to do all of your art stuff start to finish, maybe, you know.
Yeah, hold on, Moz, can you please carry on the conversation?
Oh yeah, sure, no worries.
Alright, go Moz, carry it.
No, they PS5, right? Didn't they release a new like Horizons game, right?
I haven't looked into that.
No, because I was unsure if that game is looking at being released with with Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, because I think that's done on the 4. But from what I've seen, you can actually upgrade any Unreal Engine 4 project and put it into Unreal Engine 5. So which is pretty sick.
Yeah, because I saw some gameplay of the Modern Horizons. Sorry, I keep on saying Horizon Forbidden West, right? PS5 game.
Yeah.
And I was wondering because when is Unreal Engine like going to be available to the public?
I don't remember. I think it was maybe start of next year or at the end of this year. I'm not too sure, but I know that it's still in development. There's still like bugs and stuff that have to iron out. Not all the features are in there yet. And you know, it's still in like a really early testing phase.
Yeah, right. No,
I couldn't imagine them porting everything over so quick, considering its like volatile state as an engine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, because I just remember seeing that people were commenting on how much the graphics of the of it basically. But that might just be because it's a PS5, and they were like, oh
yeah. I think because you have like the higher overheads, higher like overhead tolerance and stuff, so you can just fit more fidelity in there from the current existing engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's like really where it stands. It's not so much like the engine capabilities; it's just more of the hardware capabilities. Because we've been able to render out like incredibly looking cinematics and shit for like game trailers for years, right? It's just we can't port that same level of fidelity and that same level of detail into a real-time engine, is because we just don't have the readily available consumer grade technology to do that thing. But I guess now that we have it being done in a more clever way, in a more efficient way, in just new ways in general, now we're starting to.
You're saying with examples of Unreal,
yeah,
and such.
Yeah, and I think extrapolating this, of course you'll be seeing, things like real-time running games that will look better than cinematics from 10 years ago or like 15 years ago, of course, but then also projecting further into the future, the cinematics and stuff that we have now, which we think like holy shit, this is like real life, will be like mediocre graphics in like 10-15 years as well. So it's just a matter of time, I believe, until it will catch up.
Awesome.
Okay, sounds cool. Yep.
Well, was there anything else you wanted to say, or?
I think that was it. I mean, I probably should have done more research on it before I went in. I was kind of like looking at articles and stuff.
That's interesting. I got a bit sidetracked. I found a dead corpse and had to put all the stuff in the chest.
Good Samaritan.
But I think that's a wrap for the cast. What do you lads reckon?
Yeah.
Before we wrap, sorry, what?
No.
Before we wrap up, we have to give a shout out to a patron, and we have a brand new Tesseract tier patron. We've uttered his name during this podcast, the wonderful Jack, moderator Jack. Thank you very much. Supporting us at the Tesseract tier patron, Jack. He is I think he's the only mod. Oh no, Mod0 mod. He's the only mod. He's the only mod that isn't on the Soulcast in the Discord server. He's always posting bloody bangers. He's always rooting for us not to remove the music channel on the server.
That's right.
But he's a bit of a legend, and he's supporting us over on the Patreon, and he's getting some sick rewards for it. We're actually tossing up currently with them how we change up some of those rewards. They might be getting some exclusive stickers. I don't know. We're kind of discussing that with the patrons at the moment, but some cool stuff going on over there. And obviously Tesseract tier gets their hands on the full version of Muros, so if you want to give it a play, make sure to go support us. For as low as I think $2.50 a vid, you can get your hands on Muros. So if that interests you, go give it a squiz. We now have a Linktree link, which will be in the description, which will give you all the links that you could ever want, everything that you could ever want.
And what will those links be?
Oh, so you're going to go through them also. We've got the Twitch link if you want to come check us live. We've got the Discord community if you want to come hang out with us. We've got the normal socials like Instagram and Twitter. Support us, pick us up merch, or support us on Patreon. You can check out our jam games on the itch. And that's all the links there. That's all the shit we do. And I think with that out of the way, I think we'll see you all next episode.
That's right. I think that's it. We'll catch you guys later on.
All right, goodbye, everyone. Peace.
See you.
All right, adios. See you later.